Hi everyone, you're watching Chris from Lorcata Cards play Lorcana on Pixelborn. So in this series of videos, we're playing an Amber Emerald aggro deck. We did 10 videos to show you the consistency as close as possible, right? If you do 10, if you win 9 out of 10, that means it's 90% consistent, right? So right here, Amber Emerald, we have a pretty great hand. Starting off with just in time and having at least one 5-cost character is wonderful. Plus the benefit of Stitch and Rockstar Stitch. So the benefit, even better than that, is that we have two Rockstar Stitches, so we can actually take one, ink it, and let the opponent sail. Now the first turn is so vital. You see right there, they played an Amethyst. So they're most likely going to be playing a long game. Now, we gotta see what they play next to see if they truly are going to be playing Ruby, Amethyst, which is a control deck known for being playing for a long period of time, or not. What I decided to do there was I decided to ink cards that weren't really going to be too helpful at this point, because I'm looking for a card that's going to have a little bit more defense early on in the game. So right here we see they're playing Sapphire. So with the Sapphire deck, it's interesting because Amethyst cards allow you to draw quicker. Sapphire cards allow you to ink quicker. So that Sapphire card right there, if you banish it, or if it gets destroyed, no matter what happens to it, it goes into the inkwell. So it does give them an extra ink. But it could take a long time depending on if I'm actually questing or not. So what I was able to do there, I happened to top deck Cusco. I got him after a few draws, and guess what? I had the just in time in my hand. That action card for 3 cost, it's not an inkable card, but that's okay. It's powerful. It can bring out Cusco, one of the most powerful emerald cards that exist. If not, the most powerful in the sense of how valuable it is. It's not the strongest, it's not the card with the most defense, but check this out. Cusco has this cool little blue warpy thing around it. What that does, it's called Ward. It stops him from being targeted by any item, action, or character. So right there, I just quested for 3, which makes him really good as well. What this means, right, the Ward. So the Sapphire deck plays a Hades card a lot of times, a 7-cost Hades. And what that does is the moment it hits the field, it ends up putting one of your opponent's cards in the inkwell. Well, guess what? Because it has the word choose inside the text, Cusco stops it. Cusco also stops steel decks when they try to banish him with single items like cannons and ready your sword. I'm sorry, ready your sword can't hit him. It is not a single like shot. There is a 3-cost card that's from steel. It's like this avalanche creature. I can't think of it off the top of my head, but that would stop that. Cusco would stop that card from hitting him. So you'll see here, they just played an action card that allowed him to get another ink. So you see how high their ink is? They're counting on getting that Hades out. They're also counting possibly on another action card called Let It Go. But guess what? Let It Go also targets, it chooses, which means Cusco can't get hit by it. What Let It Go does is when you play the action, you choose any character on the field and you send that one into the inkwell. Well, Cusco can't do that. So what the opponent should have done here was actually tried to destroy Cusco, because if in any of the next following couple of turns they would have picked up Hades or the Let It Go card, they could have actually knocked out Stitch and then knocked out Cusco and then ink Stitch with that card, giving them an advantage. And because they didn't do that, look, I got a second Cusco out. No matter what really they draw now, nothing's really going to help them because I'm not attacking. Um, Another card that a lot of Amethysts use would be the Shifted Dr. Facilier. I believe it's a 7 cost, and what he does is um, he protects his field essentially. Like if you don't destroy him, but you're attacking everybody else around him, they go back into your hand. So he essentially keeps resurrecting. Um, One quick thing you just saw was Cusco's other abilities. So separately from that ward is the fact that if someone attacks and banishes, so that means completely takes all of his willpower, he has the choice of banishing that character that did that. Um, so on Pixelborn, always be careful to not be distracted, to make sure you hit that select button, because that's happened to me in more recent games where I forget to do that and I've lost games because of it. Always make sure you hit select so that the other character does get destroyed. This version of Emerald I no longer play with Mother Gothel. I felt like she is way late in the game to really do anything, and unless you ended up with certain item card like the lantern, it really made no sense. Well, thanks for watching. Follow and subscribe on YouTube in order to see more of these videos.